What's going on, guys? It's your boy Thriller here. We are here for week number 4 of the NBA as we take on Coach McGriddles in this week 4 matchup. The reason also this is going to be post-com is I felt like I got way too salty and I think I came off way too aggressive and rude at how some turns played out. And I felt like that's just not, first off, that's not the type of person I want to show myself off. And obviously, there's nothing to be like salty or angry with against McGriddles. He's a great player. I don't think I've ever faced him before. Maybe I faced him once, but that was a really long time ago, potentially. Who knows? But I just feel like the commentary from that video was just completely inappropriate and just not in a respectful manner. So, figuratively, you know what? I'll give you guys a proper breakdown of the video and just go from there. But if you guys are excited, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Join the free crew today because we throw the king of the crew. And this is the week where we had the new transactions. Now, I was originally going to do a video for this, but I ended up not really wanting to do it because I didn't think it was actually necessary. But real quick, we're going to talk about some of the changes we made to the draft. We had dropped Scolipede, Umbreon, Hitmonlee, and one other Pokemon, but I'm not remembering what it was. Yeah, I'm not remembering what it was. But what we ended up picking up was Victini, so we now have a fire type for our team, which I think is desperately what we really needed. Tyrantrum, which is another dragon. Oh, Haxorus, that's the other one, because that reminds me of it. Haxorus, I really didn't want to drop. And Scolipede was like a 50-50, but otherwise, I really didn't want to drop Haxorus. I really didn't, but I felt like I needed to for points. Tyrantrum, though, is a solid dragon enough to replace it, and then gives us another fire check, which we just really needed. We now have base Rotom, which is the normal one with base 90 speed, which is the fastest Rotom in the game. And then we picked up Skuntank and Hariyama. Now, Hariyama was an additional Pokemon we were able to add, which did count towards our free agency transaction. So we did pick up 5 Pokemon in the midst of dropping 4. And then the last Pokemon we also picked up Skuntank to replace the Dark type, but also gave us a more reliable defog option, which could be a little more useful in terms of its usage. So we are taking up McGriddles here. This is their sixth that they brought. They pretty much brought exactly what we expected, except they did bring the Neo Queen, which was a little surprised. No, was it? It was the Azel, maybe? I don't remember. It's been a couple of days since this battle's been played. Almost actually, might be even a week. Who knows? But yeah, scary team. I think we have a pretty good, solid matchup in plan here. But we're going to go ahead and get into this battle here. So I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my Metagross. As they lead off with their Azelf, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Agility, and they're going to reveal that they are Choice Banded Azelf. Straight up rip here. I'm going to go for the Agility here, and I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Fire. And this comes to a massive surprise to me. Not only is that an Assault Vest Bronzong, that is Heat Proof Bronzong. And this is where I get really confused and honestly slightly a little overreacted in terms of my anger about why they're heat proof. Now, obviously, we look at my team, heat proof would make a lot of sense. It's a great Victini check. You can wall Victini for a certain amount of times. But the thing you also have to understand with my draft is this. I have a good amount of Earthquake users on my team, and Diggersby, which I wish I kind of brought now with Chopple. Diggersby would have been phenomenal in this matchup. Diggersby would have just like Earthquake. Excuse me. Click Earthquake or Return for free in this match. The fact that he's heat proof just to check Victini, I felt like was a little bit of a weird, and more importantly, I don't think it was the right terms of the set. I just don't think it was really agreed, in my opinion. Like, Assault Vest can be fine. Like, that I don't care. It's just, I don't agree that Heat Proof was the right ability in this matchup. But it is what it is. I get my weakness policy proc. We're going to go ahead and go for the Zen Pilot, try to go for Flinch. We're going to go into my Hariyama here, where I really wish I had went for the Belly Drum versus the substitute potentially here. But now I get my Berry here, get up to 50%, and he gets the Zen Headbutt, and of course I get critted now. That crit did matter, unless he had some attack investment, which means it was a roll, and the roll was probably most likely in his favor to always kill me. And if not, probably put him in a position where I did die. So, because if he's zero attack invested, at maximum damage he does is around 51 to 52%. Is the highest he does. So he essentially needed the crit to knock me out unless he was lucky enough to get the max roll. So I go to my Victini, click my blue flare here, as he's now going ahead to swap out. He's going to AKOs this thing. I luckily land both my blue flares, but now I get to reveal that I am Cobra Berry, so I get to hopefully get this Dazzling go off and pray to God I don't get flinched. I luckily don't, so we don't get 6 0'd, which is awesome. And now in comes this low pony. I'm going to protect here to stop the fake out. Oh, wait, no, I didn't bother doing that. But now I get to go to my Gardevoir here, and now I get to click Hyper Voice here for free. There is no switching to this thing at all. So I go for Hyper Voice here, sack off the Bronzong. Now they go into the Queen Needle Queen here. And this was a very important turn here. If this was Scarf Needle Queen, I essentially did live one hit, but I was getting outsped. But if this is not Scarf Needle Queen, and it's not very much invested, there is a roll where I do knock this out. It's about a 50% chance I do knock it out. So I go for the Psychic because I believe I'm modest this matchup. I might be timid. But I go for it, and I don't get the damage roll. And unfortunately, that does mean that Low Pony just has to come in here and knock us out. And now in comes the Lunga Low Punny, which you already know is going to be getting the thumbnail because it's picking up 4 kills in this game, as Low Punny does knock me out. Now here it was a play I do not agree with. I do not agree with high jump kicking there. I think high jumping into return was a better play, but this high jump kick was a roll as well. By the way, high jump kick was a roll. He had to go for the roll on high jump kick there to get the KO on my Manaphy, which because I was max Fizz Death on my Manaphy. I was not Fizz Nature, but I was max Fizz Death. And he got that roll again. Now he goes my Tyrantrum, and he actually just goes for high jump kick, which I don't know why you do that. Because if you miss, that game was pretty much over because I had Crunch, I had Superpower. Like the only thing that would have been concerning would have been Azumarill, which I think could have still won him the game. Don't get me wrong. But even then, I don't know why we risked the high jump kick there in that situation when you should just go Nazu. But it is what it is. I unfortunately do lose this game, which now means we're 1-3, still on the losing side of things. I don't know how we're gonna get every chance to bounce back or do anything, but we're gonna have to keep trying, guys. We're just gonna have to keep trying. If we do lose next week, though, it's pretty much win or go home. So we really, really, really need this win next week. So let's just hope and pray that we can do it. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. GG's to McGriddles again, and thank you guys for checking out the video. Until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video. And until next time, peace.